Jared Kushner was, this is another case of nepotism. Donald Trump basically put his son-in-law in the White House. That's nepotism. He put Ivanka, his daughter, in the White House as well. Yes, this is true. It's undeniable. Why was Jared Kushner brokering these quote-unquote, they're not peace deals, they're robbery of Palestinian land and normalization with Israel? Yes, I'm sure he made money from it. The whole point was to get Arab countries to legitimize Israel, because Arab countries do not have ties with Israel. They do not recognize Israel. If you have an Israeli passport, you are not getting in that country. They do not like or want ties with Israel. Israel, because it's a colony, because it's a settler colonial project, a European settler colonial project, Israel wants to be legitimized. That's why Israel tells Jews worldwide to come and settle there, and they get free citizenship. Right? By the way, I want to be very clear. They even did this to the Jews in Syria. They basically, they made every effort imaginable to take the Jews from Syria and put them in occupied Palestine. Take them from Canada and put them in occupied Palestine. The reason they do this is because they want to legitimize the occupation, right? The more people you have living there, the more legitimate it becomes and harder it is to roll it back, right? Because then someone says, hey, that's Palestine. Say, no, look, there are all these people living here. How can you say it's Palestine? They want Arab countries to recognize them, so it brings them this prestige, right? That yes, we are a real country, we're a UN member state. Guess what, man? Most Arab countries don't recognize Israel. Venezuela doesn't even recognize Israel. Okay, so if you think this is just like people worldwide know what's happening, and the Israelis want legitimacy. That's what it's about. It's not about money. The Israelis actually got so much from Donald Trump. I find this funny that Netanyahu is coming out now, because remember, he's going to be back in office now, Netanyahu, right? As Israeli prime minister, and he's saying that. It was wrong for Trump to dine with Kanye West. The content aside, what I think is funny is how the Israelis are shitting on Trump, and they did this even before he left office, after everything that Trump gave them, right? I did a video on this channel called, I'm paraphrasing, it was something like Donald Trump was the best thing that ever happened to Israel, or was the biggest gift to Israel. Donald Trump was the biggest gift to Israel. It's true. He moved the U.S. Embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. He said Jerusalem is Israeli. It's the capital of Israel. He said that the Golan Heights in Syria, which have been occupied by Israel since 1967, they're Israeli as well. And these two were illegally annexed, Jerusalem and the Golan Heights. And then Trump did the Abraham Accords, right? The topic that we're talking about. Trump also was heavily involved with Sheldon Adelson, right? Who I think he was the top Republican donor at the time. And They used his shell companies to go after Assange and all this stuff. So he did a lot for the Israelis. And they, as soon as it became clear that he's not going to be president, they were all, AIPAC was like on Twitter, they were insulting him and saying, oh, Trump incited an insurrection and blah, blah, blah. And I mean, I just find that funny. They're shitting on this guy. They used the crap out of him. He did everything. And they stabbed him in the back. It's amusing. Honestly, it's amusing, and it kind of shows you that there's no love in all of this, right? It's straight up like, what can you do for us? Thank you very much. Fuck off. Next guy.